Brianna's favorite store. I did a little return action. She's unsure. She was unsure, so you know this is not a mistake. This is a revision to the plan.
$50.
$50. Yeah, why'd you buy it?
You know, I was under pressure.
You're under pressure.
Whenever I picked it up, there was no price tag, so I brought it to the register, and then they rang it up and said it was 50.
Yeah,
so then what if I
excuses.
was like, oh, never mind, I don't want it anymore. You know, it's kind of rude. Just make sure everything looks good.
All right, folks, we are 2 minutes into our shopping expedition, and we have landed a buy. Instead of buying 2 chairs, we're gonna buy 1 that we can split. Now, the only problem I see is that we have a 250-pound weight limit, which means we're gonna have to go on a weight loss diet to fit in this bad boy. But 2 for the price of 1. I like this. This is a good shopping expedition thus far. We're being cost efficient.
We get 1 chair for both of us instead of 2 separate chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now it's time to look for a coffee bar.
All right, folks. Another failed operation here.
You know what happens whenever I go to stores in person? If I don't find what I want, I go on Amazon.
Yeah.
And they usually have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I say.
So
Amazon
now
is the answer.
we're going to Home Goods.
Yeah. Last ditch effort.
We're exceeding the 5-minute threshold of Michael's tolerance for shopping. And we're back for another food review here at MMB Reviews, which is MMB Reviews has become a segment, whether it be hotels or food,
Drinks.
yeah, and drinks. We're essentially experts. And so tonight we are at Chef Brianna, and these are lamb chops. I've eaten half of them so far. They're fantastic. Now, fun fact: if it smells like poop when you're making lamb chops, totally normal, right?
No, it's not normal. It's just the fact that they sat in their blood for a little bit. The
Like
juices.
blood, you know, but totally normal as long as it doesn't smell sulfuric, right?
That's according to a chef on Reddit.
A farmer or a chef?
Butcher.
No, we're living on the edge a little bit, yeah. But worth it. Okay, now pork belly. This is the best stuff ever. And so this is dinner. We're gonna give this a solid 9.4 out of 10. Now, what could have made it better? I don't know.
Not having the poop smell in here.
Yeah, that was, presentation could have been improved. The smell, the odor of the facility. I'll have to talk to the chef about that one next time.
Yeah.
Very good.
No compliments to the
And
chef.
that is the MMB review completed.
Good morning, vlog. It is Monday morning, and I'm about to hop on a podcast with Liz. Everyone who is a part of Augusta or knows of Mike's businesses, you will know Liz. And then right after that, head to Command Center to hopefully plan end of April's turnaround and do some footage sorting. But first, that's right. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm ready to jump in. I have no idea what these questions are. I'm going in blind. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, this is Liz from Augusta, and I'm coming back to you today with someone very special that I'd love for you to meet.
Hello everyone. I am Brianna Andes, formerly Bray, and I am originally from Mobile, Alabama. I moved here in Washington in September last year.
When you moved here, what did you do for work?
I started off personal training at Anytime Fitness. I did that until January, and then transitioned over onto the media team.
All right, so that was the 5:15 a.m. session at Base Camp Fitness. That's day 2 of 4.
Basically, it's like circuit training, but with weights.
So it's 35 minutes. It's very much like high intensity interval training. You go from bike to lifting, bike to lifting.
There are 3 different groups, A, B, and C. Group A starts with the bikes, B starts on the floor, Group C starts with the weights.
For the next 4 days, the reason is because they have a 5 days for $5. It's more about time together than the actual workout. But today was the 5:15 a.m. session. Brianna's headed to the dentist at 6:30. So we're getting things out of the way early today. Today is Tuesday, and we got Wednesday and Thursday remaining at Base Camp Fitness. Let's go!
Hello, friends. Just got out of the shower, clearly. I just wanted to explain to you guys what my morning looked like. So right after base camp, had a dentist appointment, and then I went to a meat processing company to pick up our cow. Basically, I contacted a local farmer who was selling portions of cows that they raise on their farm, and we went half on a quarter, so we got 1/8. It just feels great to know where your meat came from, how the cows were fed, that they were raised well. So we are stocked with mostly ground beef, if I'm being honest. That was the majority of it, like 44 pounds total, so we got 22 pounds of it. And then we did get some really good steaks, T-bones, ribeyes, some roasts, and short ribs. But for now, okay vlog, Mike has talked about the ribs that I make in passing, and I figured I'd share how I make them because they are honestly some of the best ribs ever, and it's all thanks to this pressure cooker right here. So if y'all don't have a pressure cooker, get you a pressure cooker. 8-quart, not 6-quart. We don't have time for all the small stuff. Okay, so I put it in the pressure cooker for 32 minutes, and now is the part that is most important. You should let it vent naturally for 15 minutes. I let it vent for 10 because I'm pretty sure Mike is home and I'm gonna put them in the oven. So, literally falling off the bone. Do y'all see that?
It was more of a cardio, I felt like.
So good.
Oh, we got ourselves some numbness!
Into the oven, on broil, on high. Ribs were fantastic. We didn't really show them much after the fact because we ate very quickly.
Ribs make me happy.
What did you do today?
I have a book coming out, and today I recorded all of it on audio, so I talked for a very, very long time. All right, so I'm in the audio room. It's this tiny little closet with all of this soundproof blankets all over the place. I am recording something into this microphone. In a tiny little closet with a bunch of blankets around me, so the audio is fine. And it got very hot.
Make it sound so glorious.
Basically taking the workshop and repackaging it into a book. But I've done the hard work of like, what is the structure, what's the framework, what is the point of the whole thing?
Right. So they can find the workbook for free, right? Because it's a course now.
MikeAndy.com/workshop.
And where else? You can put it somewhere else.
What is it? Conference, but.
Oh yeah, if you came to conference, if you didn't come in 2 years, because you can't come this year.
26 is only for Augusta Nation.
Come to that, purchase tickets, pre-order right now.
You can't.
When you're able to pre-order. There's some unsolicited relationship / marriage / dating / situationship advice.
I don't know if we deserve, we have credit enough to be able to give marriage advice.
Okay, well then this is dating advice. Because we dated for a whopping however long.
You know, unless you have like 10 years on your belt of successful marriage, are you really, do you have the credibility to be able to give out advice?
Okay, well here's a suggestion. This is not my advice.
Yeah,
here's a suggestion.
That's right.
Conversation starter games. For example, this is a We're Not Really Strangers couples edition. Questions like, did you make any assumptions about me based on my age? If so, what were they?
Hey, she was a youngin'. Barely legal, as they say.
Fresh off the conveyor belt, you know what I'm saying?
The conveyor belt.
It just brings up good conversations that you probably wouldn't have thought up otherwise. And then, shout out to Lee and his wife Sarah. 8 great conversation starters for husbands and wives.
We got some news over here, folks. So, Mike Hold Corporation is the company that holds Copilot, CRM, Augusta Nation, and Mike Andy's Media Group. And as of today, we are now able to issue stock to our employees. And we are now allowing for Augusta Nation to invest in the company. So, literally, by the time you watch this, for those of you in Augusta, will be able to invest in the company now.
Moral of the story, get games like this and the app Paired. 10 out of 10 recommend getting Paired. Good thing my foot wasn't there. Good morning, vlog. Here's what today's meal consists of. We have 2 Baby Bell cheeses and a meat stick. Y'all, these Green Ridge meat sticks from Costco, seriously the best things ever. And the ingredients are clean, so highly recommend. And then salmon from Costco as well. I just picked up the pottery from whenever we did it last week. And here's Mike's. It is so cute. The lighting is not that great, but the colors turned out so well. They really pop after going underneath the furnace and getting the gloss. So super cute. The lens part of it has so much detail. Like, look at that. That's crazy. He is such a good painter. And mine, on the other hand, you know, one of us has to be the artist in the relationship, and it's not me. I really like the color green. Like, I tried to do a blend where it started darker at the bottom and then went lighter up. But it's cute, you know, in its own ugly way. Anyways, so it is such a beautiful day. I'm outside running errands. I just picked up my dress. This is the bridesmaid's dress I'm gonna be wearing for my brother's wedding next week. You guys will see that in next week's vlog. And I'm gonna go home. That's all. Bye. I have my windows open because of how nice it is out here. And this guy was walking by as I ended the last clip, as I was shoving the camera up my nostrils. You know, vlogging is all fun and good until you do it in public. But who cares? Okay, now that is all for real. Michael's luggage, putting it oversized. That's what happens when you get a Pelican. We just spent 5 hours talking to the camera only to realize it was not recording the whole time. So, redo. It's 9:37 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. We just landed about 5 hours ago, had fantastic barbecue, took a nap that had me feeling like I woke up in a different dimension. So while I wake up, Michael's gonna give you another hotel review because it is not a Mike and Bree vlog without either a hotel review, food review, drink review of some sort.
Alright, folks, welcome to my crib. This is another home tour. Not home tour. What are these called? Hotel tours. Okay, so let me try this again. Literally just did this, and then as we were wrapping up, Brianna was saying negative things about my luggage, and the camera turned off.
And I will get back to that.
The reality is, she forgot to push record. Okay, so we're at the Hyatt place. This is a knockoff brand. This is kind of like, you know, the Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks situation. First, I took off one full point because they have no stirring utensils. And so what are you gonna do if you have paleo protein powder and milk and nothing to stir with? Like, I don't know why I didn't think about this. And so I just stirred it like this.
Can you do that presentation one more time?
No.
Okay.
No. Now, I'm not going to go into depth, but this was something that we were talking about the last time we tried to take this home tour. And that was my wonderful piece of luggage that we're still getting used of. And then we're saying nice things only about it so the camera stays on.
He's being overly optimistic.
And now I am learning... Okay, folks, let's check this out. I am learning how I can now ensure in the future that Brianna has the camera turned on. How am I going to do that? I'm going to look for that little red light. See that little red light right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, no red light. Gonna stop Brianna now because we went 5 minutes talking to a camera and it turned off. Okay, so continue with our review. This is where this part of the review it really shines. You know, very beautiful ottoman. Kind of a weird situation, but this is really cool. See, you can put your foot on it. You don't have to get screamed at by your wife if you put your foot on the couch. Never, Brianna would never.
I don't scream at him.
No, not my
I promise.
Wife. Other wives. Okay, so this is the best part of the whole situation. Is this living area? You got the office over there, which we'll use probably tomorrow, and then this is the bed. It's very spacious. Now, I don't know what we paid for this because Brianna did the booking of the hotel, but I would say it's pretty good. This is a little bit low. There are very few roofs in the world that Michael can touch. I can touch this roof, and therefore you know it's a low roof. All right, that's the situation. Overall.
Does the bed get a rating? He said that he really liked the
We
bed.
slept in the bed for an hour and a half. What, 2 hours?
Something like that.
Who sleeps and wakes up at 9:30? I have no idea. But now we're gonna go work out. So the bed was actually really nice because you slept in it, and if you sleep in it, then it's a bed, and if it's a bed, it's good. So based upon this valuation mechanism, I'm gonna give this hotel a 7.4 out of 10.
7.4.
And we'll be right back with this edition of M&B Hotel Reviews.
You already do that?
No, that was perfect.
Okay.